check on the horses.
As we head outside, I'm going to try these new boots. These are grub boots, which are kind of like muck boots, but I'm really hoping that they don't do that really weird heel rubbing thing that I find the muck boots tend to do. So we're going to take them outside and go show you guys what I'm doing with the horses this morning. So this is part of my morning check. We don't usually have horses inside, but when horses injure themselves, they sometimes go inside. So this is making use of our new renovation barn. This was a little add-on to the outside. So now we have these big 12 by 12 stalls that have windows. And if it's not horrible weather, then the top part of the Dutch doors is left open so that way the horses can see out, which is super awesome. And this is Victor. Victor is very accident prone. He hurts himself pretty often doing, I have no idea what, just roaming around in the field. And so his latest injury, he had a poofy leg. Vet isn't really sure why, but he needed antibiotics and wrapping his leg. So he's looking a lot better now. He's actually able to walk, whereas for a while there, he was not looking super great. And then Monty is his friend who came in to give him company. So between the two stalls there, they actually have bars there that they can see each other. And Victor stresses when he's in a stall, so he hurts himself a lot. And then when he goes in a stall, he stresses. So he needed a friend to go in with him. So Monty is his buddy who chilled out with him in the stall. And then now they're coming out to our medical bay paddock for the day. And once Victor's cleared for more movement, he'll be able to go in a larger field. But for now, this is our small pen where we put horses that are injured or need to be quarantined because it's completely separated from all the other fields. It's always good on a farm to have a pen like this where the horses can be completely separated from other horses so that way they don't spread anything contagious. In this case, Victor is not going to be able to spread his sore leg disease because it's not a disease, but the horses are coming out here anyways just because it's a smaller space, and Monty's just hanging out with him. So they're going to be out for the day and then they'll come back in at nighttime. So Monty's pretty happy to be outside. He's not used to being inside. He's like, I don't understand why I have to be friends with Victor out here, but he'll be okay. He's a pretty quiet guy, just doesn't like being cooped up inside. So now that those guys are out, we're going to go do a little check on the other horses. So here I'm coming in to do Secret's leg, which I won't do the whole cleaning on this video because I know I did another video relatively recently showing you guys how I was cleaning her hoof injury from kicking some type of wood and getting an abscess in there. So just wanting to make sure that that stays really clean. And she's got Alicia in there as her little buddy to hang out with. So that helps to keep her stress level down. And Alicia is staying put until we go on our big road trip to California, which is coming up, which we're really excited for, the Western States Expo. There's little Miss Lissy. And then I wanted to take advantage of the fact that we have all this mud. It's actually really not that bad, but we have some spots where it's a little deeper. So you can see I'm walking along and it's pretty good. And then I get into this deep mud spot that's this low area where I end up ankle high mud. And I wanted to see if these boots really would stay grippy and if they would be, I almost got stuck there, if they would stay waterproof, which they totally did. There were no leaks or anything, and I'm wearing them around walking. Wanted to kind of really wear them in and see how they're doing, which they held up really, really well. Here's little Miss Khaleesi. We're checking on the other horses. This is Felix coming up here. They've got a couple different shelter spots in this field, and I'm going to show you guys how we have our track system in the back as well. So they have this area up at the front that we call the sacrifice area. It's the area that the horses have access to all year round and lets them roam around the whole field. That's Miss Ginny coming up for a drink. And of course, as she comes up for a drink, I realize that the horses have managed to knock down a portion of their electric fence, which you can see here, the rope is hanging down. So this is why it's super important to always go out and kind of check things, walk the fence line, because horses are really good at managing to bump things off. So I've put that line back up there. You can see that now. And I'm going to take you guys out to the back so you can see the horses' track system. So this is all part of the sacrifice area that the horses have access to year round. If we gave them access to their whole field all year round, they'd probably just turn it all to mud. So that's why we have a sacrifice area. And then here you can see down the back area, we fence off those grass squares. And so they're not allowed on the grass just yet. We got to make sure that all this wet goes away and dries up. That's little Miss Deer all the way far in the distance. She's never looked so good, and I think it's because she roams around this giant area. And we don't let the horses on the grass until it's dried up a little bit, because if they go on the grass now, they're just going to rip it into mud, because the grass roots are very sensitive and fragile, and if the horses aren't tromping along all on it and running around on it, they're not going to have any grass. So their grass areas are fenced off for now, but they'll be getting to have them pretty soon. Here's some of the other girls taking a look. That's Treasure and Bunny. This is their sacrifice area where they've got their hay area, and you can see the gate in the back is part of their grass area. There's Mr. Neymar, Franny's thoroughbred makeover top 10 finisher. And then I just wanted to show you some of the stuff that we find that's broken from the horses. These are hay feeders. I honestly don't know how they bust things so much, but these are some broken ones that are going to get fixed this weekend, so they're pulled out of the area. It's always kind of a constant thing on the farm, checking things, making sure that we're fixing stuff. Always something going on. Here's a little clip of some of the construction getting the gardens ready for this spring. And then as the weather warmed up, the horses got to go out onto the grass, and they were sure having a great time. Check out these thoroughbred girls. They are going crazy. They are having a lot of fun with this spring grass. That's Alicia, my dark gray, and Secret, the sooty buckskin there, and Khaleesi, who looks white but is technically gray. So Secret is fully healed up from her abscess that she had. She is doing amazing. As you can see, she is totally sound and running around, feeling her best life there. And Alicia is super happy to be out of that little paddock with her. Although with how she is running around, we might have to put her back in the small paddock just to make sure she doesn't hurt herself before California and our big road trip that we're going on. But the horses need time to run around and have some spring fever, enjoy themselves going around. They're having a great time, and it's nice to let them out on that grass. They can now come and go between that sacrifice area and the grass area, so they can still access the hay and the water and the shelter that are all in there, and then come out for some grass. All in all, I'd say these grub boots are pretty awesome, and I'm going to drop the link in the description for you guys to click on. And no, I don't have an affiliate code for them. Remember to subscribe and check out harmonyhorsemanship.com for even more learning.